OSHA approved fuel storage device, lumberyard PDR, acceptably poor repair job, haphazardly, half-hearted, half-assed. This is great, this is a blast. Paso uno, preparar. You know, little sprinkles on top. Shots fired, 2 C's thick. Don't paint yourself in a corner. Put the money maker on it. Got it off Temu. Let's church it up a little bit here. I've honestly never done this. We're here to be entertained though, damn it. Divorced Dad's Spotify playlist, Creed and Crossfade. Got in a fight with a sheep. Wax on, wax off. Welcome back to the Fixin Rusty YouTube channel. I am your host, Rusty. And today we're back on the S10. This is our 1988 Chevrolet S10. It's got a 6-liter LQ9. We swapped in a big honking 612 lift cam in it. We've been through this thing pretty much mechanically. It's got exhaust, it's got turbo 350, it's got a 4500 Hughes stall converter. We just did our Chinese Chinese traction bars, narrowed 8.8, we got wheels, we got tires, we got the whole thing going. But anyways, this truck needs cleaned up, needs to look better. So we're gonna be working on doing some paint and body work for it. I've got a hood, got some fender flares, got a roll pan, got a new grill. So we're gonna be going through that. We got to do a spray on / roll on bed liner. So that's coming up. So get ready, this will be a fun one. We're finally gonna give this thing the transformation that it needs. Let's see if we can crawl around in the rocks here. Maybe get this fuel cell out. Hopefully this will work. I don't have anybody else to hold the top with me right now. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Well, my idea here to not lose too much fuel is to take the vent cap here, which I took off, and then take this fitting off, screw that guy on, and hopefully not lose too much. I went ahead and backed that off. It's already leaking. Put that back for now. Let me grab a bucket in the meantime. Yeah, you know, gas isn't cheap these days. See if we can do this successfully without making too much of a mess. I have my OSHA approved fuel storage device here. What could go wrong? Yup, it's tight. Careful, careful, careful. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Oh, come on, come on, off of there. How many threads are there? What in the world? Okay, gravity is real. Establish that. That wasn't too bad. Let's see if I can lay in this gas. Tie this guy up here so that hopefully it doesn't drain out everywhere. Okay, done. Check. Yeah, I'll just turn that into weed killer. Lift with the back. Okay, got it. Heavy. My idea on this bed liner is to also do the tailgate. So we want the tailgate, at least I do, to sort of line up with the bed where you spray the bed liner, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to do like these upper lips here. I think it looks bad. Keep it under the lip. So I want the bed liner to kind of line up with this inside lip. So I'm gonna just mark this kind of on both sides where I can lay a tape line down to do my prep work, and mark the bottom because I'm gonna take this tailgate off next to get, you know, easier access here. There's a plan. I'm gonna eyeball something like that. It's probably about right. Can't do this left-handed here. Sure. Probably measure the two, split the difference, call it good. I don't know, close enough. Down here, we'll say right in there. Is this working? This thing on? Basically this ridge right here. Yeah, that works. Note to self, just do that ridge, we'll be good. Okay. I keep checking and I keep looking. I think this tailgate's gonna come off, gonna have like a, you know, you get it just right and it pops off of there. Doesn't seem to be the case, so I guess you gotta take one of the whatever these things are called, trunnions or hinges or whatever, off of here. So we'll pick the side that's the hardest to get to and do that one. Let's see here. There we go. And I think there's on the bottom here. Okay, now it should come up. Yep. Well, how in the hell are you supposed to get this thing off here? Or does it go down? Maybe it'll go down and come out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, come on. Ah, got it. That was easy. Let's go ahead and drill this hole in the floor too for our for where we want the wires for our fuel sender to go. I'm gonna say right there. Nailed it. Okay, all right, our holes are drilled in our bed floor. I think before we start stripping and prepping this, I'm gonna try to bang some of the dents out of the wheel houses just to kind of make them look a little bit better. If you're gonna attempt to do lumberyard PDR, it's important that you have the right tools. That would be a specific PDR hammer, such as this one. This is a 2x2 PDR tool. This is like a furring strip, I think they call it, PDR tool. Of course, the 2x4, this is your most standard PDR tool. And what paintless dent repair would not be complete without the 2x6 tool. So, our goal here is to tweak this wheelhouse until the dents are gone. I'm gonna start with this 2x2 tool. See if we can work this sharp crease here. There she comes. Let's try something with a little more blunt end. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, like it was never there. And that is an acceptably poor repair job, so we'll keep it. That's fixed. Yep, fixed. And right there. Good as new. And what else? There's one right here. Let's see if we can reach. Now this is the hammer directly on your substrate technique here. Looks good. Okay, look how much better. You can barely see where this dent was. This is nice and flat. It's not really rippled at all anymore. That you really just ignore that one. And this was our hammer on substrate technique here, so that's pretty good now. A few little holes here, not worried about that. That's to let the water drain out of the bed. And this one, we've got a couple here to work out. Massage those a little bit. And maybe one in the front there, but overall not bad. All right, and that's complete. As you can see, that looks much better. That didn't take too long. Got her pretty straight. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the full extent of my athletic ability. I'm gonna go ahead and get started sanding our bed floor here, get all the loose stuff out of it, kind of get this thing roughed up for our bed liner. Now they say 100 grit minimum, so anything 100 or rougher. I got some 80 grit here left over for the DA from other projects, so I think that's what we'll use, be our weapon of choice, should work good. And I'm just gonna kind of more or less do kind of a rough, quick pass. I'm gonna try not to spend a ton of time on this. You know, doesn't have to be perfect. The little dents and dings are gonna show up. The bed liner is gonna hide a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna try to get in here and get this knocked out as quickly as we can. Oh, we are having some fun now. Welcome back. Getting back on the bedliner project today on the S10. I am back in the kitchen here. Got my apron, so ready to go. As you might have saw yesterday, I got a little impatient, so I just got out the wire wheel, and this actually worked really good to knock any of the little rust scale and kind of the loose junk off of here. So I'm gonna kind of keep going with this and get what I can loose, and then maybe I'll haphazardly, half-hearted, half-assed go back over the rest of it with some 40 grit and just rough it up some more. This is great. This is a blast. And now that I have haphazardly sanded and wire wheeled this to the level that I am comfortable-ish with, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some degreaser, and I'm using simple green because it's what I have. I'm out of the purple stuff I normally like to use. Just to get it in here real good in these corners, try to get some of the crap out of here. When you do something like this, you wanna make sure your surfaces are clean, dry. You don't want any moisture anywhere that's gonna bubble up through the surfaces. So I'm gonna pressure wash it next. Don't worry, I'll get the leaf blower out when I'm done. And if you're gonna do a half-assed prep job with your sanding, the least you could do is at least kind of get it clean. And that's what we're shooting for, is the least we could do. All right, key on. Let's see, we'll put in one level of flaps and valve on. We'll hit her on run. Gauges are good, altimeter 0. Let's see, all right. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now we're ready. Whew. My ears are ringing. Are yours? Okay, I think we're clean and dry. We're pretty well prepped. This is gonna work okay. You don't have to get all these rough edges. The bedliner will fix all that. It'll fix the dents, the holes. It'll take care of all of it. It'll go away magically. On our tailgate, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I forgot to prep it. But I did wash it, so that's just gonna have to be good enough. I guess we'll start masking. Everybody's favorite. I hate masking. I literally hate it. Sure, there's some sickos out there somewhere that enjoy this sort of thing, but I'm not one of them. But it's kind of the most important thing with any kind of job like this. I guess we got to do it. Normally on something like this, I'd come in here with wax and grease remover, and then like spray away glass cleaner. That's kind of your two-step process. You normally do the wax and grease remover will get rid of any oil-based contaminants you've got, and then your glass cleaner, it's good for your water-based contaminants. But I just pressure washed it with simple green, so that's probably as good as anything, right? I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on this masking either. That's why I got this roll-on kit. I'm gonna try it. I've done spray-on bed liners, but I've never done a roll-on. And the main reason I did that is because I didn't want to mask off the whole truck. I didn't want to take the bed off. There's different ways to do it. Try to save a little bit of time. The spray-on's good, it works great, and it's fast, but it's just a lot of prep work to get it, because you get that stuff on, good luck getting it off. It's hard to get off, so. And we just got some paper here. I don't have one of those machines with the roll them off deal and all that, so we just kind of do it as we go. And if this was just roll on, I probably wouldn't even do this, but my plan is to use the aerosol. I got one can of the stuff, the spray can stuff, and to use it to get like up underneath here, under there, any of the kind of the weird, hard to reach areas that the roller can't really get. All right, I'm gonna get the other side, get that done. And I think what we're gonna do back here, instead of me trying to mask this off or anything I spray here, I'm just gonna use, you know, little cardboard masking tape, and I'll just drop that back there and be good enough. Remember our Sharpie marks on the tailgate, right there and right there? That's where this comes in handy, although that looks kind of crooked, so. I don't know, we'll just eyeball it. We'll split the difference. There. And right there. Sure, it's probably good. Somewhere in that ballpark. Right there, perfect, nailed it. Now all we have to do is just color within the lines. You know, it's just like 3rd grade, 2nd grade. You just keep it within the lines and you're good. Let's take a look at our instructions here. This is the Herculiner, takes on anything, original roll-on bed liner. It says a gallon will do a 6-foot bed, so it should be more than enough for our little S10. Please do not shake, open with care, okay? And basically what the instructions say are paso uno, preparar. Okay. Step 1, prep. Clean. Clean any debris. Wipe the bed down with a household detergent or solvent to remove oils and grease from the surface. Remove any caps, covers, or trim. We did that. Tape. Mask the edges and plug any drains, or sure. Scuff sand. For it to properly adhere, the bed needs to be thoroughly sanded, scuffed. Remove any gloss or visible rust. We recommend a mouse or orbital sander with no higher than 100 grit sandpaper. After sanding, use a blower or broom to remove particles. Wipe the bed again with solvent and allow it to completely dry. We kind of mostly did that. We didn't do the last solvent step, but we used Simple Green, and that's just to get a solvent, right? Mix it, disposable gloves, stir stick or a drill. I just happen to have an extra one of these guys that I haven't used for base or primer, so I'll use it for this. Even strokes, occasionally mix, pour it in a paint tray, roll it, let it dry 1 to 4 hours until no longer tacky, and then do a second coat, 24 hours and some stuff. They give you this handy roller here. You have to put it together yourself. I don't know why, but you do. Apparently, I think I did it wrong. Anyways, it'll still work. Second roller, you know, paintbrush. And this is what I got the aerosol I was talking about. I'm not supposed to shake that or not. Anyways, I figured this would help kind of get up under the edges a little bit. Save me some work. I don't want to have to use this paintbrush if I don't have to. Recommended a Tyvek paint suit if you don't own one. You probably should for some of this crazy stuff. I probably won't put it on because I don't feel like it, but it's a very good idea because you get this stuff on your skin. It is very hard to get off. To me, it's more aggressive than paint. Like, you can get paint off with some lacquer thinner. This stuff it's nasty. Paint tray acquired. This should work good. It's perfect for what we're doing here. Give it a little texture to it. It's that finishing touch. It's like when you're doing your shop floor without epoxy and you put them little sprinkles on top. Same deal. Okay, prepped. Hey, job. Shots fired. Watch it with these things, you lose an eye. It didn't say anything about safety glasses. It was close. Whew, she's got a smell. Ease it down in there. Yeah, she's definitely thick at the bottom. She's thick at the bottom. 2 C's thick. Now this beats the hell out of a damn paint stick any day of the week. Be sure to put this on low though, before you start getting buck wild with it. Don't put it on high. You're gonna want to, don't do it. Unless you wanna wear it. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. Okay. That lasted 2 seconds and the tip clogged up. Great. There it goes. Golly, tip clogged up again. All right, would not recommend the aerosol can. We're not off to a great start. Figured out if you just kind of keep moving your finger around on the cap while you're spraying, it kind of keeps it cleaned out, I guess. All right, let's start rolling. I don't know how much of this to put in here to start. Probably a lot less than you think you need. It's running. I didn't grab a rag. Shit. I think the main point, or the main focus here, is don't paint yourself in a corner. It's just like anything in life, you know? Start at the front, work your way out. Yeah, some of us are better at it than others. Ow, should have worn knee pads. It's just like painting the kids' room. Let's see what we get here. Oh, wow, okay, that's thick. That's thick with 2 C's also. Definitely gonna need 2 coats. And this does not match the texture of the aerosol at all. We'll get through it. And a cheap ass roller handle's falling apart. All right, I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver and fix that. What a pain in the ass. First coat on, what do we think? I don't think it looks too bad. It's definitely going to need a second coat, so instructions are correct. It is a little light in some areas, well, most areas. But the important thing is we got a good even first coat down, so I think it'll really cover on that second one. Tailgate, a little more sun over here. You can kind of see the texture on it. It's pretty rough looking texture, but it looks like it'll be okay. Again, just a little thin. A little watery at times, but not too bad. Easy to really wipe off. I don't know if you noticed down here. I didn't mask this, and I should have. Well, easy. It was just as easy to take a paper towel and wipe it as it ran. So that'll work, but we'll give it its dry time. I think it says 1 to 4 hours or until it's not tacky anymore. So we'll probably wait half that time and then come back and put a second coat on it, put the money maker on it. And then I think it'll be done. We'll let it sit overnight, and then we'll go ahead and start reassembling everything. But not too bad. Definitely, I think it's going to make the truck look a lot better. Well, it's been about an hour since we finished, and this stuff is still way too tacky to put a second coat on. It says 1 to 4 hours. I'll give it a little bit longer, and that's about all I got time for today before we got to get that second coat on. But in the meantime, I figured while we got the tailgate off, and where's the run? Oh well. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and get the back end of this thing kind of cleaned up a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed, but there is no bumper. I'm not wild about that, so I got a fix for it. That's right, I got us a roll pan. We're mini trucking. I don't know how good it is. I got it off Temu. It cost me like $40 or $45, something like that. Free shipping. Somebody want to tell me how they make money off that? How do you make money off selling something like this for 40 bucks, make a profit, pay to ship it, pay for packaging, pay your employees? I don't know. Let's jump in it and see what we're going to have to do to make this work. Okay, we have a roll pan. At least it's preliminarily on there. Screwed on the top. I got nothing on the sides or anything yet. It was a little bit of a battle. Yeah, that's going to clean up the back really good. Can't get the tailgate on there yet because it's still drying. It's been, I don't know, a couple hours and this stuff's still tacky, and I still got to put another coat on it. Underneath here, I'll show you what's going on. There's really nothing to clamp to or to run a bolt through or screw through to even get to there. So I had an idea to just make like an L-shaped bracket off of the frame right here, and then drill a hole in the frame, bolt it here, and then we'll self-taper it or bolt it right through here to the roll pan and get our in and out, right where our body lines line up, and that'll keep it from, doing that. Otherwise, it'd probably be fine, but I don't want it to flop around, so we'll put those, we're gonna chop cam. This thing probably fall off. Plus, when you're going Talladega speeds, you might blow off in the wind. There it is. finished product. I think it turned out pretty good. Not too bad for an amateur hour deal here. Let's go look at the gate here. It's not dry all the way. Well, it's not dry at all, really. So let's go ahead and pull some tape, you know. Probably should wait till it's dry, but whatever. All right, there it is. That is what we wanted. Man, oh man, what a difference it makes. Look at that now with the tape pulled. Hell, it kind of almost looks like a new truck once you put that roll pan on there. We'll get that painted to match. Now we got a bed liner. This was a truck I bought for $800 off Marketplace, and it's, you know, coming around. Hey there, where you been? We're back inside now. Bed liner's dry, tailgate's on. I guess you can see that. Well, it's dry enough. It's not dry, but it's dry to the touch, just soft. Came out good. Everything lines up pretty good here. Got the fuel cell mounted in here so we could get this back inside. And I'm just working on the wiring right now, or the wiring is essentially done. I'm just, you know, putting a little bit of wire loom on here because I've got 14 different colors of wire going on. So, you know, let's church it up a little bit here. We're doing that. What else? I gotta put the vent hose back on. Oh, roll pan, total disaster. I'm gonna have to reassess there, but it's gonna have to come down a fair bit lower than what I had it because you can't, the tailgate won't swing and open. I thought it would have enough space, but it doesn't. So anyways, I'm gonna have to figure that gap out with the tailgate on it. Hope I get it right and then take the tailgate off because that's the only way to access right here to get the screws in to hold the roll pan on, and then put the tailgate back on to test fit it to make sure we've got all the holes where we want them so that we can then just take it off again and prep it for paint. So that's fun. What else? What's happening? Oh, I forgot. I got to straighten the front header panel on the bed. It's kind of bowed in the middle where, I don't know, somebody's dirt bike or lawnmower or three-wheeler or whatever hit it and bent it forward. So I'm going to show you a little trick I've used in the past, kind of a combo bedside repair. We already did the lumberyard PDR, and now I'll show you the quick and easy way to fix your front panel if it's bent. So we'll do that in just a minute once I, you know, finish up this ultra enthralling wiring project here. Fuel cell is officially in. I got our vent line there plumbed, and it runs underneath here, up over the cross member, and then this bolt head here. There's just a clamp under here. Clamps that hose and it turns straight down up against this rear seal, kind of a 90 straight to the ground. And our wiring, of course, just wired it in, got a ground in there somewhere, and then this goes up to our gauge. So it's way off, it's terribly inaccurate, but it's, I guess, better than nothing. And I didn't want a bunch of wires flopping around out here, so you get what you get, I guess. All right, let's see if we can get our front header panel here fixed. You can see our dent here, and she's got a pretty good bow to it. Let me bring you in here and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. And, you know, I've seen a lot worse, but it just kind of bugs me when the bed panels are bent in like that. So let's see if we can pull it. I got a little method I use that involves the tie downs that come with the bed, and a ratchet strap and a clamp and a 2x4. Okay, I lied. It wasn't a 2x4. It was a 1x6. Yeah, 2x4 is too wide. I've honestly never done this, but I figure it'll probably work. Anyways, I take that back. I have done this on my green truck, my Silverado, the old daily driver, 2002. But you have a little more room here between the cab and the bed on those to get your clamp situated. So didn't have to do the 1x6 trick. So what I'm doing is, if you haven't figured it out already, it's pretty straightforward. You just take your C-clamp, you clamp it right where your bed front panel's bent, just enough to kind of hold it, nothing crazy. You don't want to collapse anything. I just jammed this in here to kind of give myself a little room for the clamp not to be up against the cab, you know, because I'm really worried about the paint job on it. And I kind of put a rag back here too, so yeah, good enough. You know, your process may be a little bit different if you've got something maybe with a little nicer paint work, I don't know. But we're gonna hook that there. And we're gonna hook that right there. And we're gonna start pulling. The bigger the ratchet strap, probably the less effort you're gonna need to do. There we go. The smaller the ratchet strap, you're probably gonna need to help it. Possibly. We'll see. Take our board out now. And yep, she's still bent a little bit. Sure, a lot better. Maybe give her one more crank and then see where we're at. Hey-o, come on now. Okay. Yeah, let's let it spring back now and see what it does. It's got a little bit of a bow inward, which is what you want. Now be careful, don't go too far. It's kind of like letting the toothpaste out of the tube, you know. You can get it out, but it's hard to get it back in. Oh, we're close there. We are close. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to, you know, start choosing if I'm begging here, but it's pretty close. I can think I can live with it. And here's what we're aiming for. As you can see now. Very slight little bit there, but we've got a little bit of a bubble right here on the top because of this pushed in, so this naturally goes up. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's definitely not bowed into the cab, and it looks pretty dang straight, so I think I can work with that. Oh, by the way, this is why I said earlier to wear gloves, Tyvek suit, whatever you got to do with this stuff, because it is nasty. I got it on my face. I got to try to get off. I got it on my hands. Got to go see family for Christmas tomorrow. Wife's like, why'd you choose to do this the day before, you know, Christmas Eve? You're going to see the family. I'm like, well, because it had to get done. I don't know. But anyways, I was careful and I didn't actually get it on my hands. Putting it on, I got it on my hands when I was done. And trying to put that roll pan on, and I set my hand on the edge of the bed, and there we go. So I think I might be committed to this look for Christmas. This is lacquer thinner, and it is all it wants to get any of it off. Oh man, I'm probably going to be in trouble here. Another day. I think first things first, I may go ahead and hit the roof a little bit with the buffing pad just to see if this repaint is even going to have a chance at coming around. So let's just see what we can get with that and start there. Let's start on the roof. It's a big flat panel, and this will give us a good idea kind of where we stand with the whole thing. I don't want to get too into the weeds on this stuff. Ultra Pro Speed compound. Just get yourself some good cutting compound if you want to do this. I got a brand new fresh wool pad here. This is a rotary buffer, just the Harbor Freight deal. It's a good one, but it's still cheap. Techniques: lower RPM is your friend with the wool pad. Don't get too crazy. Don't stay in one spot. Don't buff over sharp edges. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there for that if you want to get off in the weeds on it. We're here to be entertained though, damn it. So I'll go ahead and we'll do a little test pass here, see how it's looking, see how it's going. And then I'll probably throw the old Spotify on the TV, the, I don't know, Divorced Dad's Rock playlist or something like that. We'll, you know, get all the creed and crossfade and all that your heart can stand. So anyways, let's see what happens here. I do put water on here sometimes too, just a little bit, just very light, just to get the juices flowing. We got about 1200 RPM. That's kind of where I usually start. 1,000 to 14 ballpark. This is why you don't want too much compound, because you'll sling this crap everywhere and it's a pain in the ass to get off. There we go. 1,400 there. Starting to come around. As I suspected, we're not going to get perfect results out of this, I can already tell you. It'll definitely look better, and that's what we're going for, right? Some of this is actually shining up pretty good, better than other areas. Here's the somewhat finished product on the roof. That's just with the heavy compound wool pad. Now you can see the dents. Maybe I should have left it alone. As you can see, it's not perfect. There's some areas that are a little more haze than others, but this is, I can definitely tell it's a repaint. And you get that a lot on a repaint, especially this is a single stage repaint. It's not a base clear, which is probably good. It's probably why it still has paint left on it. But it'll work. I went ahead and hit the back edge of this cab. It looks way better. You know, not perfect, but if you stand back and you squint and you're real quiet, it looks a little bit better. It is also perfectly normal to look like you got in a fight with a sheep when using a brand new wool pad. Just FYI. All right, we got the door, cab corner done, the fender done. Hit it with my light here. It's using the sunlight. It's like a painter's sunlight. And it looks pretty good. Now I will say, you typically will need to hit a second pass if you're gonna do a wool pad, because you're gonna get, I mean, I guess not necessarily, but I am gonna get buffer trace trail marks, which I don't know if you can see that or not. I can see them. It's not terrible, and it takes the right lighting to see it. But ideally you wanna go back over it with like a foam polishing pad on a dual action buffer with a little lighter compound. They'll take that right out and kind of spit shine everything up. But look at the difference it's making up here. This was where it's really bad. This panel here was in rough shape. It was very flat, just like the hood, all that, just nasty. And there's our blue kind of coming back around. You can see the comparison from the hood to the fender also. So pretty good little change. Here's another tip or kind of trick I've learned along the way. And this is not one they're going to teach you in auto body school or, you know, refinishing class or any of that kind of stuff. It is very similar to the right rear hubcap theory. And that theory is that you take your worst hubcap and you put it on the right rear, you know, because that's the one you never see, because you're always, you know, getting in the driver's side. Same thing, start buffing and polishing your driver's side door, your cab corner, wherever, right in this region, because that's the part you're going to look at the most. And by the time you get around to the other side and you're tired, this is a pain in the ass. Nobody likes to do it. You start half-assing everything and decide, I'm tired of this. At least you got the side you can see done, and it looks good. She's buffed, at least first round anyways, but man, it looks a lot different, looks a lot better, a lot shinier. It's never going to be perfect, but man, it made a big difference. Look at that tailgate. That thing was dull and flat. I really had my doubts that was going to come out as flat as it was. And we still have another round I need to do with the polishing pad and a little finer compound to kind of get some of the swirls out of it. But this was just to get the dead paint off the surface. And that's actually really pretty blue. I like this color. What a difference a couple days makes. Bed liner. We might screw around and have ourselves a decent looking little S10 when we're all done. Good morning. Day after Christmas, we're back with our S10 here, trying to get her polished up and shined up. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Got to spend time with loved ones, family, friends, all the good stuff there. Hope you had plenty to eat. Hope Santa brought everything that you'd hoped for. Maybe a few things you didn't hope for. Let me know in the comments if you got any cool tools or parts or, you know, that kind of thing for your project or whatever it is you're doing around the house. I am back on the buffing here. As you probably saw, you know, where we left off, we'd finished the first pass of buffing with the wool pad and the aggressive rotary buffer over here somewhere right there. So now we're onto the dual polisher, the dual action polisher, and I've got a fine pad on it. Usually on something like this, I'd use like a medium or fine pad. I've got an extra fine too, but we're not doing that kind of paint job here. So I have the, what do we got? Meguiar's Pro Speed Polish. It's a 4 out of 10, I guess. This works pretty good with a polishing pad such as that. I went ahead and did a little test pass, and I'll kind of give you the idea of what we're going for. Now, if you look over here, I hope this shows up on camera, it probably won't, but there's buffer trails, you know, all in that middle section there. As I move that light, move the camera, you can see the buffer trails in it, and you can really see it in sunlight. And as you get into the front half of the store, you don't see any. They kind of go away. Well, I did a test pass on the front half of this door with the dual action polisher. Now we're picking them up again. There we go. And they kind of go away. That is what we're going for. So basically all the polisher does, it polishes. Newsflash. I really have no idea how this is going to go or exactly what this is going to do. I've never done this before. But in, I guess, Fixin Rusty fashion, what's the worst that could go wrong? This windshield already looks like a third grader urethaned it in. It already leaks around the top when you wash it. The bottom is partially sealed. There's urethane running down the inside of the glass. That's not a crack. That is just windshield urethane. Go ahead and glob a little on here. Not too much. Don't want to wear it. All right, you ready? Let's see. Lock in the hubs. Remember, kids, keep the buffer flat. All right, let's see what kind of mess we made or what kind of progress we made. Wax on, wax off. I think that actually is doing some good. Yeah, that did a lot. It needs a lot more, but it did a lot. Wow. All right, let's take a look, field trip. Primarily that corner is what I did, and it looks way better. So I think that will work. It's just going to take, you know, take some time and some work, just like anything else worth doing, I guess. Just for the picture. Well, looks pretty good, I think. Man, what a difference. Buffed, polished, went over everything on the inside, all that urethane, just lacquer thinner, quad zero. Comes right off. I went ahead and, I know it's nostalgic, but I took our stickers from 2009 off of it. Still got a little bit down in the corners, but I'm not too worried about it. At least we can see out of it. Looks pretty good, and the price was right, so we didn't have to buy a new windshield. There we go. She's polished up. I am tired of polishing, that's for sure. Looks good. I don't see any buffer trails in it anymore. And that blue, popping pretty good for an old farm truck left in the barn somewhere. Well, that's going to wrap this one up for me and little Blue here. Man, this thing is coming around, turning out good, better than I really thought it would. Pretty happy with this little truck. Been a pretty fun project. We've got one more episode for now left on this truck coming up, and that is going to be the paint and body episode. We're going to get into replacing the hood, doing the flares, get the roll pan painted, get out all that put on. And we'll go ahead, we got our new mirrors and our new trim, everything to do also. So that's gonna be kind of it. We'll wrap it up for the S10 for now. You may be asking yourself, why did you build this S10? Well, if you are, I have an idea to do some different events, different drag and drive competition, you know, duct tape drags, that kind of stuff. So if there's anything coming up in 2026 that you guys are aware of that looks like a fun event or something fun to do that we could take this thing, hit me up, let me know, hit me up in the comments. I'm always open to ideas. So it'll get put away for a little while, but it'll be back once we finish this next to last video here. Let's see, social media, I'm on it, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at fixinrusty at all of them. If you want to follow along with some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, if you want to see some of the junk I buy here and there, kind of what I'm working on before the video comes out, follow me on those deals. Channels are growing really quickly. I'm going to do my best to start putting out content more consistently, which is part of the reason why I'm cutting this one a little bit short, because I'm a one-man operation. I can't keep doing long form stuff and get the videos out every 7 to 10 days or so like I'd like to do. So anyways, if you're into the content, if you're enjoying it, please consider subscribing to the channel. That really helps, tells YouTube that somebody's actually watching this crap and it's not just me talking to a camera. And that's important. We're almost, well, we're not almost at 3,000. I think we're almost 2,700 as of today. We're getting close. So, and you gotta understand, I haven't been doing this less than 6 months. I'm kind of learning as I go. I think I've only put out 14 or 15 videos now. So I don't know. Feels like that's pretty good, all things considered. But you guys are the key to helping me grow this channel and keep doing what I'm doing. So, but that's going to do it. Thank you guys very much for coming along on the ride on this one. And I will see you on the next one.